what could be today one of the most historic days we've had in a long time. That's the truth. It could go down this way. So this is the part where we remind you to hit that like button, hit the share button. If this is your first time watching Dear America, hit that follow button so you never miss an episode. If you believe in the peacemaker in chief or the deal maker in chief like I do, let's get some American flags blowing up in the chat. Ladies and gentlemen, today, Donald Trump is on his way right now. Okay. And so a lot of people don't know this. This is a turn and burn. Donald Trump is flying to Alaska. He's going to do all this stuff. He's going to have a one-on-one meeting with Putin. Then they're going to have a bilat between their whole delegation sides. Then a possible joint press conference. And then both him and Putin are going to have individual interviews after. This whole thing is setting up for a deal to be struck. That's what it's setting up for. Oh, and then President Trump flies back same day. He gets back to the White House around 4:30 in the morning. No big deal. Just a normal work day for President Trump. This is his thoughts on the meeting. Let's play it.
We have a meeting with President Putin tomorrow. I think it's going to be a good meeting, but the more important meeting will be the second meeting that we're having. We're going to have a meeting with President Putin, President Zelensky, myself, and maybe we'll bring some of the European leaders along, maybe not. I don't know that it's going to be very important. We're going to see what happens. And I think President Putin will make peace. I think President Zelensky will make peace. We'll see if they can get along. And if they can, it'll be great. I've solved 6 wars in the last 6 months, a little more than 6 months now. And I'm very proud of it. I thought the easiest one would be this one. It's actually the most difficult. We have a meeting.
All right. So let's roll through some of the clips we have here. And then I also want to talk about this stuff. So we've got reports that Putin is heaping praises on sincere President Trump. Hence, Russia and U.S. could strike a nuclear arms deal as well. So not only peace deal. So that's another thing. I don't need to read this part, Todd. We're just going to go here. That's another thing that let's look at the roster of people that are going. Confirm people that are going. Because this is the all-star Avengers team. Let's just scroll down, look at the photo. We just need to see the photo here. All right. So Marco Rubio, JD Vance, Scott Bassett, Ratcliffe. I know James Blair is going to be there. I know Stephen Chung's going to be there. Caroline Levitt's there. We are sending the A-team to this thing. All things point to there's something that's going to be done. But also here's the insider baseball. We got 10 minutes here. You need to hit the like button. You need to hit the share button. Can I get a photo of just Trump and Putin together, like shaking hands or something while we talk about this? Here's the things that a lot of people aren't realizing. It's not just going to be a conversation about a peace deal between Russia and Ukraine. You saw it right there. Possible nuclear arms deal between Russia and America. And then there's this TikTok video. I don't want to take credit away from anybody. There's this guy who put out this TikTok video. Todd, maybe you can let us know what that guy's name was. But he does a 3.5 minute thing about how the shipping routes in the Arctic are opening up, and the U.S.
Stephen
and Russia.
Kuhn?
What's that?
Stephen Kuhn.
Okay, there you go. Check him out. He does a great breakdown. But there's a reason that the EU wasn't invited to this, because their biggest fear is that America and Russia, the two biggest nuclear powers, come to some sort of working together type deal, a nuclear arms deal, peace in Russia and Ukraine. And honestly, Donald Trump might use that ability as a thing to get Russia to agree to stop fighting with Ukraine. He might use the ability of a commerce type thing, a nuclear arms deal between Russia and America, to then control shipping routes in the Arctic region that are opening up now. He might use all of those things across the board. But I want to point to what the genius of our president. So you guys have all heard us talk about BRICS. You guys have all heard us talk about these things, right? The BRICS during the Biden administration wanted to usurp the dollar as the dominant currency in the world. That's what the BRICS was all about. BRICS comprised of Brazil, in Russia, India, China, South Africa. Okay, Brazil, Donald Trump's already handled that. India, Donald Trump's already handled that. South Africa, Donald Trump's already handled that. So what's left? R, Russia, and then C, China. Donald Trump is so smart. He's so intelligent that not only is he trying to end wars, not only is he probably going to strike a nuclear arms deal and probably a commerce deal of some sort through shipping routes and things in the Arctic with Russia, he also is fundamentally tearing apart the BRICS at the same time. Because if he can get trade deals with every single one of these members of the BRICS, then that keeps the dollar as the dominant currency in the world. It is absolute genius. And what he's doing is he's taking out the easier ones first. Okay. Russia is now, because the ultimate battle is going to be China. The ultimate one is that. And maybe I'm out of my mind. Maybe I'm crazy, but you look at all these things and then you put them all together and you see a 4D chess model from the greatest president that we've ever seen. I think he gets a deal done with Russia, and then it wouldn't shock me that we get some kind of something happening with China next, even more than what we have. And I think that's the plan, and I think that's the play. I'm curious y'all's thoughts, but comment in the chat.
I have one,
but go ahead.
Go ahead, Todd.
All right, so I asked this question yesterday during the premium part of the show. Okay, because this is the part of this whole relationship with Russia and America that I'll be honest with you, I don't understand, and I've tried to analyze it and I can't do it. All right, so you've got Russia, who could take Ukraine in a week if they wanted to. They just haven't done it. All right, so and what incentive? So I guess my question to you, Graham, is what incentive does Putin have to play along? Because A, if he wants Ukraine, he can take it. B, if we tariff the piss out of him and try to mess with his economy, like you said, he can just run to China and the BRICS and make deals with somebody else and continue doing what he's doing with Ukraine. So that's just kind of where I'm at. I mean, I understand that Trump plays 4, 5, 6D chess. He is the deal maker. I understand all that, but I'm looking at both sides and I'm going, America doesn't have the cards in this deal. Putin does. And am I wrong?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, help me out. Help me understand.
America's got all the cards. What makes Russia an even stronger, more financially secure nation? Keeping this thing, I don't think it's ever really been about Ukraine. Yeah, it's a little bit about that, but it's the spark that was needed that never would have happened if President Trump was there in the first place. On a nuclear arms deal and on a commerce and economy side, does Russia benefit more by continuing this BRICS thing and trying to create something to usurp the dollar as the national currency, or does it benefit Russia more to go into a unified deal with the United States at the same time? What actually is better for Russia in the long run of this, which also is better for the United States? It's a direct deal with America all day long. All day long, that is the direct deal. And America holds all the cards in that regard. Russia is the number 2 power as far as nuclear capabilities goes right now. Okay, you've got 3 superpowers in the world. Mm-hmm. America's number 1, and then Russia and China are fighting for number 2. All right, but those are the 3. Okay, if America and Russia, and this is why I brought up the BRICS stuff, okay? Because I think that that's also the play in this. And that's where I think America holds the cards there. Again, we talked about the shipping routes that are opening up in the Arctic. That is huge, gigantic things there. We're talking about direct shipping lanes between countries in the Arctic that can be controlled by America and Russia together. That knocks out the European Union completely, which is why they're pissed about this. That the European Union is upset that they were not invited to this meeting. They are furious. Why? Because we cut out the middleman at that point. Because right now our current shipping lanes, you gotta go through the EU at the same time. because of the Atlantic. Well, we can cut that out. This is a potential huge, huge thing, not only for peace in Russia and Ukraine. Yeah, of course. But that's just the thing that makes all the topics, like on the news and things like that. That's just the stuff that people are talking about on TV and everything like that. The real 4D chess is a nuclear arms deal and then a commerce deal, trade deals, shipping route deals, all this stuff. Get Russia out of the BRICS and formally get back behind the US dollar. All of this stuff, like that is the real thing. So how does Russia benefit? You got to ask yourself the question: does Russia's economy, stabilization, their trade lines, their nuclear arms deals, and all this stuff, are they more secure by going against America and trying to form their own posse in the BRICS, or does it work out better for them to simply cut out the middlemen of all this stuff and come up with a deal with America, just with America across the thing? And it always is better to cut out the middleman. Always.
Graham, I got a question. This might be a question that you can't answer. Nobody can. I mean, I know you got to get out of here, but let's say that the U.S. and Russia do make a commerce deal. Do you guys still see BRICS going as hard as they've been going? Because obviously, if they've already made deals with the rest of the members, assuming Russia falls in place, is China still going to push to be, make BRICS still the money? The money instead of the U.S. dollar, or are they going to be backed in a corner and say, "Oh crap, we gotta shift gears here now because the U.S. has kind of blocked all of our stuff to be able to make BRICS the currency now."
Well, no, I mean, again, if Donald Trump had not won the election, the U.S. dollar would already be would have been usurped. The BRICS, we're talking about going with the yen or whatever it calls in China, all this stuff. Right. We reported on all that. So the fact that Donald Trump has won, you're right. It has completely derailed everything. Again, none of this is me saying Vladimir Putin is this awesome person. That, again, I want to be clear. Vladimir Putin is a terrible human being. So is Zelensky, by the way. So is Xi Jinping and all this other kind of stuff. They're all terrible. However, we're talking about the world here, the world superpowers, okay? If America wants to continue to be the ultimate superpower, then America has to lead and they have to get stuff like this done.